Right, let's get right into it. Welcome to today's explainer and listen to me very, very closely because this is the wake-up call you absolutely need right now. Today, we are breaking down a massive concept, the magnetism of self-mastery. Look, if you're exhausted, if you're frustrated with where you're at in life or, how you're being perceived by others, you need to lock in right now. This explainer is going to completely flip the script on how you view your own personal value and how you approach dating in general. It is time to stop playing small and start building something truly undeniable. Let's go.
So here's the ultimate trap, and honestly, you might be falling right into it today. Most guys spend hours, literally hours upon hours, just consuming dating advice. You're sitting there scrolling, watching video after video, just trying to memorize these superficial little tricks to somehow impress women. It's an endless, exhausting hamster wheel. You're out there searching for a shortcut, right? A magic hack, some secret cheat code to suddenly make you attractive. But let me hit you with the reality here. That time is completely wasted. It is a massive, massive drain on your absolutely most valuable resource. And that resource, it's your daily focus.
What do I text? What do I say? Man, think about how much mental energy you burn agonizing over one simple message, obsessing over finding the absolute perfect script or some, clever pickup line. It's an incredibly anxious, draining way to live your life. You're constantly second-guessing yourself. You're trying to perform. You're basically trying to be a second-rate actor in your own life instead of just being the prize. I'm telling you, if your strategy relies on finding cheap tricks to attract someone, you're already losing the game before you even open your mouth. But here's a harsh truth you need to internalize immediately. The men who get the absolute best results, they usually spend the least amount of time actually thinking about dating. Just let that sink in for a second. The crazy part is that actual real-world success comes from walking completely away from the dating advice industry. The guys who are actually out there winning, they aren't agonizing over a text script. No way. They have completely detached from that desperate chasing mentality.
Which brings us to Section 1. The ultimate mindset shift. We need to completely redirect where your energy is going. Look, if you're out there searching for tricks and agonizing over what to say, you are putting all of your focus on the completely wrong person. You're focusing on them. You're making someone else the center of your universe. And honestly, that's like pouring all your capital into some high-risk penny stock while your own business goes bankrupt. It makes zero sense. We need a sudden, massive mental pivot right now. You need to take that focus off of them and put 100% of it squarely onto you. You are the project. You are the focus.
Moving on to Section 2, building unfakeable value.
Okay, this right here is where the real, unglamorous, heavy lifting work happens. You've got to start focusing your energy completely inward, and you've got to do it with absolute intensity. Here is your blueprint for self-mastery. Ready? Number 1, getting fit, building a body you actually respect. 2, building skills, becoming highly competent at something useful in the marketplace. 3, making money, securing your foundation so you aren't operating out of desperation. 4, improving confidence through taking actual action. And 5, creating goals worth chasing. Guys, this isn't a suggestion. This is your core curriculum. When you start intensely working on yourself across these 5 pillars, you're building an unshakable foundation. You're doing the hard, quiet work that most people simply refuse to do.
And you know what happens when you execute on that blueprint? A profound psychological shift takes place. You simply stop needing validation. When you know, deep down in your bones, that you're putting in the work, when you're fit, when you're skilled, when you're chasing immense goals, that desperation just evaporates. Poof, gone. You stop looking around the room to see if people approve of you. Because guess what? You already approve of yourself. And when that neediness disappears, that's when natural magnetic attraction takes over. You stop being a spectator and you become an absolute force.
Now let's hit Section 3, the law of magnetism. Let's break down exactly why this intense internal work yields undeniable real-world external results. It really comes down to 3 core pillars: confidence, ambition, and self-respect. People naturally gravitate towards you when you possess these. And why is that? Because absolutely none of them can be faked. You literally cannot fake genuine confidence under pressure. You can't fake a burning ambition, and you certainly cannot fake deep, earned self-respect. There is no dating tip, no text message script, no cheap trick in the universe that can replace the raw power of these 3 traits. You have to earn them through the blood, sweat, and discipline we just laid out. Think about it like this. Standard dating advice, it just turns you into a performer. It teaches you how to wave your arms around just to get a fleeting moment of cheap attention. But dedicating yourself to self-mastery, that makes you someone actually worth paying attention to. It's the absolute difference between begging for a spot at the table and simply owning the room the second you walk into it. It is an undeniable, quiet, magnetic power that speaks volumes before you ever even say a single word. So I'm giving you a non-negotiable ultimatum right now. You must completely change the core question that's driving your life every single day. Stop asking the weak, external question, how do I get her to like me? Just erase it from your mind entirely. Toss it out. From this exact moment forward, you only ask yourself one thing. How do I become the absolute best version of myself? That is the only question that drives real progress, guys. That is the only question that builds actual, unfakeable value.
And here is the ultimate triumphant truth of the matter. Because when you become genuinely valuable, the right people start noticing you without you having to chase them. That is the true magnetism of self-mastery. You can either choose to stay on that exhausting hamster wheel of cheap tricks and endless anxiety, or you can step off, get to work, and start building unfakeable value. So I'll leave you with this simple question to chew on. Are you going to keep chasing, or are you finally ready to become the prize?